Okay, so before we start these angles basically are going to be going off of what y'all have been doing all year with word problems and equations. If you want to find a whole amount, it would be part plus part equals whole. Or in reverse, you take the whole big amount, take away a part, and you'll equal a part. So, to find a whole amount, the whole pizza is the big pizza. So to get big, we either add or repeatedly add, which is what? Multiply. All right? To find a part of a pizza is smaller than the whole pizza. So to get smaller in math, we either subtract or divide. Well, in this case, we're not doing any grouping. It's either part plus part builds the whole thing, or whole minus a part equals a part. All right, so this one, go ahead, let's read this as a whole class. So y'all are going to read it. All right, what are we looking for? We're looking for the measure of what? Angle EBC. All right, so let's highlight angle EBC. Is angle EBC the whole model or part of the model? You're right, it's a part. So to get a part, we need to get smaller by either subtracting or dividing. Remember, we are not doing grouping with angles. So we're going to subtract. Well, subtraction should be whole minus part equals part. So when we look up here, y'all read, let's use a different color. Y'all should have read that the wheel rotates at an angle of 60 degrees from point A to point E. So if we go from point A to point E, that's the whole model because it's from one side to the other. This whole piece is 60. So using my hands, 60 minus 23 would equal this part. Whole minus part equals part. So 60 minus the 23 degrees. All right, if you have 0, can you pull 3 out? No, so we go next door. We bring 10 over. 10 plus 0 is still 10, minus 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, that's more than 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. The missing angle is 37 degrees. Oh, I'm not even reading what I wrote here. So this is 37 degrees. Is that reasonable? And you might ask the kids, what does that mean? Is it reasonable? Does it make sense? Okay, does this make sense for this angle? Why? That's right, because this is an acute angle. The whole angle, the entire model was 60 degrees. All right, girls, read us about this diagram. And boys should be paying attention. All right, so they read. All right, what are we looking for? We are looking for the measure of angle EFG. So we're going to go highlight angle EFG. What type of angle is EFG? It's acute. It's a cute little angle. What does that tell us? That's right, it should be less than 90 degrees. Is angle EFG the whole model or part of the model? This is a part, because there's a part, that's a part. Parts, do we want to get big or small? Small. Whole minus part will give us part. If we're missing a part, what's the whole amount? All right, up here, angle EFH, is 104. E to F to H, that takes you from one side to the other. That's the whole picture, the whole model. The whole model is 104 degrees. So, my question is, where's the other number? There's the whole amount. We don't know this one, so what is this? What is that box? I always told my kids that this box is like some dumb loser little dude that's like, dude, I'm 90 degrees. I'm a right angle. Because right angles look like losers. And no matter how we turn the loser, he's always 90 degrees. And the box is some little ding-dong that basically points out, look, I'm a loser. I'm 90 degrees. So now I know 104 minus that part will give me this little part in between. So whole minus part equals the part between my fingers. So 104 minus 90 degrees. Well, 4 minus nothing is still 4. If you have 0, you cannot pull 9. So we take a group. How many are we bringing over? 10. 10 plus 0. So 10 minus 9 is 1. Would 14 degrees make sense? Yes. All right, boys, read us about this diagram. Girls, oh, crud nuggets. Girls, what are we looking for? We're looking for the measures of angle QOR and angle POR. I would point out, do y'all see that? S, measures. What do I know that S tells me? Plural. Measure is one. Measures is more than one. So there's language that you're pulling in. I need the measures of QOR. I don't know that. And I need the measure of POR. POR. Now, POR takes me from one side of the model to the other. What would you call that one? POR, from one side to the other. Would that be a whole or a part? Yeah, we're missing the whole number, and we're missing this part. I've got that part right there. So, which one do you think are the whole amounts? The smaller numbers or the bigger numbers? Yeah, a whole pizza is the bigger piece. So these would be a missing whole amount, because I know a whole amount is more than a part. And these smaller degrees would be for the green part. So this would be missing the part. This is the green part. And this would be the whole, like the whole thing, WH. So how am I going to know what's right? I know this is 65 degrees. Let me ask you this. How would we find a whole amount? Let's look. If I didn't know on my notes, like let's say I'm at home on my homework and I don't know. I know this is the whole, but I don't know how to find a whole amount. Do I have that anywhere? Oh, look. Part plus part makes whole. So this part plus that part should make the whole. Let's see. 65 plus 65. What do we know 5 plus 5 is? 10. And we know 2 sixes is what? 12 plus 1. So is 65 plus 65 120 degrees? No. All right. If this is 65 and this is 70, let's see if 65 plus 70 makes 135. All right, do y'all have 70 plus 65? All right, let's add 0 plus 5. 5. I know 6 plus 6. No, don't get ahead of me, I tell the kids, because they're already trying to shout at you. Show them these near double things. 6 plus 6 is 12. Well, 7 is one more. Is that what they have? Okay. There is what could be. If this is 65 and this was 70, together they would make 135. Sounds kind of crazy, but it uses the algebra of part plus part makes whole. All right. I'm going to read this one, and when I come across measures, I want y'all to read them. So I'd read this out loud. All right, boys, summarize. What are we looking for? We're looking for measure. Measure of what? Angle FEG. What do y'all think we should do first? Get them to say highlight angle FEG. Okay, cadence. Is angle FEG the whole model or part of the model? Part. See, now you're seeing who's been paying attention. Okay, so Moses, how do we find a small part? And if Moses can't answer, then you would show up here. Okay, Moses, to find a part, do we do part plus part is whole, or whole minus part is part? That's right. To find a part, we do whole minus part equals part. So angle FEG, we just said, is a part. And if you're missing a part, you are not missing the whole model. So where's the whole model? Oh, right there. Angle DEG is 116 degrees. D to E to G, from one side to the other, is the whole entire model. So 116 degrees, hard to write, sorry. That's the whole model. So whole minus part equals part. I like using my hands to show the kids. It seems that not only are you saying the algebra over here or the equation, but for the visual learners, it makes sense to take a whole and subtract a piece to find another piece. All right, as a class, 6 minus 6 is 0. Is 1 enough to pull 6 out of? If you have 1, can you pull 6? No. So let's regroup. How many would we bring over? 10 plus 1. We have 11 minus 6. 6 is in our head. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're missing 5. Do you think that this is a 50-degree angle? Why? Because it's acute? I agree. And then you move on. All right. In this figure, how do I say this, guys? Angle LEI is a straight angle. Let's go find this. Angle L to E to I is a straight angle. Now I wrote up here, straight angles are made from, well, I'm not gonna skip ahead. Let's say you'd read this. All right, so someone reads this, whether it's whole class, all the girls, all the boys. Notice I don't say one kid. I used to do like one kid, but after the region people came in, you know, they brought in the need for whole group reading. So all the class or all the girls or all the front row or all one table, bringing in whole group fluency. All right, so you read this and you want something that is not true. Before we start this, I would tell the kids, let's go highlight. Angle LEI is a straight angle. You, as a student, are expected to know that a straight angle is, and hopefully they can tell you 180 degrees from the songs. And I know the songs don't say that, but when you let them listen to right, acute, obtuse, straight, the songs that y'all sing, I know I think I said it on another video, but sometimes I'll throw in there, instead of saying right, while they're doing the motions with their hands, I'll say 90 degrees, less than 90, more than 90, 180. So you can always throw that in. They may not know that. So you show them up here. Straight angles are made from 2 right angles. Before we do this, what do y'all know a right angle is? 90 degrees. Let's find angle leg. Haha. Angle LEG. It's a loser. See that capital L? This is a 90-degree angle. Label it. So a straight angle is made from 2 right angles. So this straight angle is 2 of them. Let me show you why. So, and this is going to be hard with my, but you've got, let's say, 2 lines or 2 rays, right? My pencil's going to roll, so forget my pencil, but so I would have one pencil here and then another on top. And let's go. So here's angles. You're opening up a ray. And right there is how many degrees? 90. How do we know that? Because it's a loser, right? It's a capital L. So hold on. You're going to just look at my arm because you can't see what I'm doing. I would label it, woo, focus, focus, focus. There we go. So I'd label it 90 degrees, right? All right, well then it's going to keep opening. I don't know why I have to tick. So what do you see here? Should see another loser, a backwards loser, right? Right there. It's another 90 degrees. And I know 9 plus 9 is 18. So 90 plus 90 is 180 degrees. And that's because you open 90 plus another 90 and you form a line. All right, and that's good to show them, not just skip down here, but this is that collaboration and building understanding with the kids. All right, not true. This is when your puppy dog ears better be at full attention because we are trained to circle truth. This one is the not true. Angle IEG is 90 degrees. Let's see. Angle I to E to G. What does that look like, y'all? A loser. What are losers? 90-degree right angles. So this is true. So this is the right answer, I'd tell them. And if they don't say anything, then you go, bah! All the sheep just died and went off the cliff because they followed you as you lied. If they go, no, you go, oh, that's right. I want the one that is not true. So because this is true, it is not true, which plays with your brain. And anyway, like to see if they're, I remind them, don't just copy the notes, think. Angle IEH. I to E to H. All right. Is this the whole model or a part of the model? It's a part. Our part's big or small? Small. How are we going to get small? Subtract. We need to do whole minus part equals part. And don't just tell them that, ask them. I'm just doing it for video purposes. So they say it's 46 degrees. Would that be reasonable for this? How do you know? Because it's an acute angle. All right. Now here's where it gets confusing. What's the whole model? Well, you could use the straight angle, but you can't subtract that because you don't know what that is. But you can use this side. What do you know is right here in my hands? A right angle, right? And I guess we could have written that. Maybe if you'd written that with your first one, your A, that this is 90 degrees. So if you do 90 minus 44, whole 90 minus part equals part. So 90 minus the 44 there. 0. If you have 0, you can't pull out 4, so we're going to regroup. How many are brought over? 10 minus 4, 6. 8 minus 4 is, so this is true, and because it's true, it's wrong. Another way you could have done this is if this was 46, because that's what they're saying, this is 46, could have done part plus part makes whole. No wrong way to do your math. All right, angle KEL is 25 degrees. K to E to L. This is a part, right? Let's do this one the other way. They're saying this is 25 degrees. And I know this is 90, right? Right here, this backwards loser. So we could do part plus part makes whole. Boys, I'm recording. Let's see what 55 plus 25 is. 5 plus 5 is 10. That's 6 plus 2, 7, 8. Is this an 80-degree angle? No. So this one is not true, which makes it correct, which is why we miss these a lot, because, hello, that makes no sense. All right, girls, read the next one. At this point, while someone's reading, you might get up. Go make sure that they've, drawn the model, taken the notes. Get up and double check them. All right, what are we looking for, boys? We're looking for the measure of angle RPS, angle R to P to S. John, is this a whole amount or a part? Part. I agree. This is a part. If we're missing a part, what should we have? Should have the whole amount. Where's the whole amount? Angle OPR is 100 degrees. From O to P to R. From one side to the other. That's the whole picture. All right, and then you could call on any kid like Kinley. How do we find the missing piece? Whole minus part equals part. Good job. So whole minus part. If you have 0, can you pull 7 out? No. Can you get help from your neighbor? No. So we take away from this 100 block and break it into 10. But then you have to take away one of these 10s and come bring it into 10 singles. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 5 is 4, and that's 0. Would this be a reasonable measure for this angle? Why? Because acute angles are less than 90 degrees. All right, so our answer is J. All right. Mrs. Barnes drew the diagram to be a sprinkler, blah, 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 blah. We are looking for angle EFH's measure. Angle E to F to H. That takes me from one side to the other. What are we missing here? Yeah, we're missing the whole model. So part plus part would equal whole. So let's line this up vertically. 73 plus 65. All right, what's 3 plus 5, everyone? 8. Let's do near doubles. 6 plus 6 is 12. One more is 7, so 138 degrees. That's reasonable to me because this is obtuse, more than 90 degrees. All right, girls, read us the next one. Boys, what are we looking for? We're looking for the measures of angle 1 and angle 2. So I need angle 1's measure And I need angle 2's measure. What do we know this box is right here? What is this box? And if you don't remember, if you were at home or you were doing homework, we've gone over this somewhere, so go find it. Because I know you may not remember it, but you probably remember seeing it right there. That box is like, dude, look at me. I'm a loser, huh? I'm a right angle, I'm 90 degrees. So, here's what I know. This loser is 90 degrees. If you're going from one side of your picture to the other, what do we know this is? This is the whole angle. So we're missing a part. Yeah, we're missing that part and that part. All right, so we just said the box indicates a right angle, which we know is exactly 90 degrees. Why do you think there's two numbers? There's this set and this set. Why? Oh, yeah, one of them would be angle 1 and one would be angle 2. Can y'all tell me before we do any math which two have to be eliminated and make no sense? Okay, I heard F and G a lot. Why? Someone raise your hand. Okay, who can justify their answer? Who can explain? Okay, Dallas, why is F out? I agree. If the whole amount is 90, 51 plus 90 is going to be more than that. The whole amount is 90. The two parts have to be smaller than 90 degrees. So these make no sense. How can I see which one of these are right? Oh yeah, part plus part would equal whole. So let's do 48 plus 42 degrees. Are y'all writing that vertically? Line it up. We know 8 and 2 make 10, correct. What do we know 4 and 4 are? 8 plus 1 is 90. Is that the whole model? Yes, so there's your correct answer, H. All right. Last page, we're almost there. All right. I want you to read this one, please, table 1. All right. What's the measure of angle VWY? V to W to Y. From this ray to this ray. These are rays because there's my ray of sunlight. Sunlight, right? So I want from here to here. And it doesn't look like I'm missing any numbers. So are we missing a whole or a part? It's kind of weird. We are missing a whole, but it's not the whole picture, but it's this whole amount. And it's weird, but it's because I have this part and I have this part. And I know a part plus a part, all this together would make the whole. So 93 degrees plus 25 degrees. So y'all should be lining it up vertically. We should know 3 and 5 make 8. 9 plus 2 is 10, 11. So together it's 118 degrees. Is this a reasonable answer for this angle? Why? How do you know? Yes, because it's obtuse. Let's write that. Our arms won't fall off. We'll be okay. O-B-T-U-S-E, obtuse, more than 90 degrees. All right, while someone else reads this, I'd get up and walk around. Did they do everything? All right, read us about Brian, boys. And so you're walking around as they read, blah, blah, blah. Girls, summarize. What are we looking for? We're looking for the measure of angle D. Angle D right there. We don't have that measure. Well, what type of angle is angle D? Kennedy. It's acute. How do you know it's acute? Because it's less than 90 degrees. I agree. Is angle D, let's see. Joseph, is angle D a whole amount or a part? Yeah, it's just part of the model. All right, if it's a part, Lincoln, how do we find parts? Do we get big or we get small? Small. So Lincoln, what should we do? Whole minus part equals part. Well, I don't see any numbers anywhere else, y'all. Where's the whole amount? The whole amount would be from one side to the other. If they don't give you another number, it's because they assume you know something. What is this? Oh, it's a loser. What does that mean? A right angle, which measures how much? So the whole thing is 90 degrees. This part plus this part makes the whole thing. So whole minus part would equal the other part. So 90 minus 45. Now, if we're subtracting, are we getting big or small? Small, right. So it's not going to stay 90 degrees. Is 0 enough to pull 5 out of? No. So you take away a 10 and bring over how many? 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 4 is, right, because 4 plus 4 is 8. So we're missing 45 degrees. All right, this leaf one. Girls, read us about Zoe. Boys, y'all should be looking along. All right, what are we looking for, boys? What's the summarizing? We're looking for the measure of angle XWV. XWV. So from this to this is missing. Let's see, what does this say? Angle XWY is 48 degrees. Angle XWY, this right here, is 48 degrees. Well, that's reasonable to me. That's acute. What type of angle is this? Obtuse, like Dory speaking humpback, right? Raw. What do we know about that? You think I'm silly? Yeah. More than 90 degrees. So if it's more than 90 that we're missing, I can eliminate B and C, right? So is this angle that we're missing a whole amount or is it a part? And they may be stuck on this. I don't blame them. It's kind of crazy. Tell them I want y'all to highlight VWY. So from V to W to Y. What type of angle is angle VWY? It's a straight angle. What do I know a straight angle is measuring? Let's see. I know I have that on my notes somewhere if I forgot. Or it's in my math dictionary. Straight angles are 180 degrees. Oh, so from here to here is 180 degrees. So it's this plus this makes 180. So is this a whole or a part that we're missing? It's a part. Our part's big or small? Small. How are we going to get small? Subtract. Yeah. It's going to be whole 180 minus 48. Whole minus part equals part. So 180 degrees. Line up 48. 40 should be under the 8. 8 should be under the 0. If you have 0, can you pull 10 out? No. So take away a 10 and group it into what? 10 units. All right, 10 minus 8. 2. 7 is bigger than 4. 7 minus 4 is 3, and then drop the 1. So we were missing 132 degrees, which is definitely obtuse more than 90. All right, and last one. I want y'all to just read it by yourself, and I might have been doing that for a couple of these toward the end. After we read a lot together, I start asking them to kind of scan on their own. I'll give them a minute or so, depending on how long it is, and then I'll say, okay, what should we summarize? What are we looking for? We're looking for the measure of angle MKN. So M to K to N. Is MKN a whole amount or a part? I agree, it's part of the picture. If we're missing a part, what should we have? A whole amount. LKN, LKN, from one side to the other is 61 degrees. So how are we going to find this other piece? Right, whole minus part equals part. Whole 61 minus 22 will give us the missing piece. If we're subtracting, are we getting big or smaller? Smaller, right? So it's not going to go up to 85 degrees. All right, if we have one dot, can we pull 2 out? No, so we're going to take a group away from 6 and bring over how many? 10 plus 1 there, so we have 11 minus 2. 2 in my head. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Missing 9. 11 minus 2 is 9. 5 minus 2 is 3. What are we missing? 39 degrees. Is that a reasonable answer for this angle? Yes, it's acute. Less than 90.